This is just a quick video on how I clean a semi-automatic shotgun. This is an Armsan A612, and the first thing to do, we check it's actually unloaded, there's nothing in the breech, and there is nothing in the magazine tube, if you can see that. Obviously we safety check, that's the first thing you always do as soon as it comes out of the safe. Work the action. Okay, I'm wearing these gloves basically because I get eczema, and obviously I'm going to use all different products here that's going to clean this. So some of them with solvents and oils and stuff like that, and I just don't want to, get it any on my hands basically, because I don't want to get eczema on my hands. Okay, so first things to do, first things first. So undo the lug nut, put it on one side. Take off the fore end. Okay, what we're going to do now is move the action forward. So on these, you basically pull it forward. This gun isn't actually that dirty, to be fair, because I haven't really been out shooting it. But I just thought I'd show you. In here's the piston. Obviously, that needs to be cleaned. And in there's a seal. And basically out of there is where the gas comes out. There's two holes in there. And that's where the gas comes from the barrel to actually operate the gun. And this is the pistons. This all needs cleaning out, which I'll just do quickly. So obviously, you make sure this is all clean. This one's already clean. I basically haven't been out shooting the gun, that's why. I've just given it a quick check over. So any fouling on there, just take it all off. You can use a multitude of stuff. You can use Hopper's number 9, which I have used. I've got some Napier's gun cleaner here, which is also good. Some of you may be familiar with Ballistol, you can use that. It's whatever works for you. It's a trial and error thing, really. People just normally use what works for them. So that's that. So best thing to do, I'll get a little bit of this cleaner, spray it on a bit of cloth or whatever. Never spray it on the gun, always spray it on a bit of cloth or whatever you're using, a bit of paper like this. And basically clean in there, and that's really important. As you can see, although it was reasonably clean, there was still some dirt in it. That's where all the carbon basically builds up, an awful lot of it, because that's where it's all happening in there. So you want to make sure that's really clean. And obviously the barrel. So what I personally do with the barrel is, let's just put that down for a second. I've got a cleaning rod here, it's made of aluminium or aluminum if you want. So I'd spray some cleaner down the barrel, use some of that cleaner there, let it soak in for a couple of minutes, and while it's doing that I'm cleaning other stuff. And then put one of these Phosphor bronze brushes on, which is an awful lot softer than the barrel, and work it in and out. So you just basically push it in there, push it all the way through, bring it all the way out as many times as you want. And then when that's done, that's all sorted, put a jag like this, that's called a jag, that screws on the end. Just put that on there. And then I use 4B2, which is like cleaning cloth, and it comes in a roll and it's marked off. It's 4 inches wide and each segment's 2 inches. With a 12 bore shotgun, I find that basically it's 1.5 if you fold it in half. This is only what I do. You could use tissue, you could use cloth, anything that works for you. Basically I just fold it like that, put it through the jag, and then what I'd normally do is do a couple of squirts. I'll do it anyway. Do a couple of squirts on the cloth, and then just push it down the bore of the barrel, which I'll do. It's not going to hurt it. And as I do it, I normally start rotating it. Obviously clockwise, because if you do counterclockwise, you're going to unscrew the rods and just push it through. As you can see, it's in the barrel, and I'll keep screwing it and we get to the other end, and as you can see it comes out. And there is a little bit of dirt in there. And then just pull it the way back through, and you could use the same again. Rod it backwards and forwards, whatever works for you. Actually, there was a bit of carbon in there, which is unusual because I haven't been out shooting, but there you go. So you're going to get loads and it'll be much dirtier than this, and obviously just throw it away and just keep repeating the process until they start coming out clean. And that's fabulous. And then afterwards what I normally do is put a bit of gun oil or a bit of cleaner, whatever you use, screw this on the end. This unscrews, same as the other. Over there. This goes on. You put a little bit of oil on here, and basically the idea is you run a couple of dry patches through, and then you put a little bit of oil on this and then push it through the bore and back again, and basically that's just to protect the barrel. This is actually a chrome lined barrel, so you probably wouldn't have to do that. I must say I do that. You do want to be careful. It's not so bad with a synthetic stock like this, but with a wooden stock, do not over oil the barrel and then leave it so the butt is down, because the oil will run down into the action and it will go down past the firing pin into the stock, and it can easily break the wooden stock. This is a synthetic, so this doesn't actually matter. If you're using, you know, I'll talk about this gun particularly. So to get the action apart, you just push back the bolt and get it into a, so you move the bolt, and basically there's a little notch here, and it goes, and what you have to do is if you hold the arm there and you just move it, I don't know if you can see that, if you move it so there's a notch in here and it aligns with that, and then it will release, so the whole lot just comes out. Okay, so what we do here, there's this whole bolt and the arm that activates it all comes out. So we'll put that down there. We'll take off the bolt, put that there. Now, so what you would do is obviously give everything a wipe, put a bit of oil on. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of oil on here, and then just wipe over everything. So what you're doing, you're removing any build-up of carbon or whatever, because this is a semi-auto, they do get pretty dirty, has to be said. Just clean everywhere. If there's anything that needs lubricating, as you can see, that's where this goes in. It actually goes in the action, goes in there, so it all aligns up. Actually that way, that's how it goes in. It goes in that side, and it goes all the way in, as you can see. So that fits into there. This is the bolt, and obviously that other piece fits inside there, so when it goes through there into there, and then this moves then and it locks in place. I don't know if that's clear, if you can see past my hand. So basically what happens, it goes in and then just goes in. Once it goes past that place, then it's locked in, and when it's operating, that's all fine. So this is the bolt. So this does get dirty, so basically what you want to do is give it a good wipe over, check for any damage, any build up of any dirt or whatever. Make sure it's all clean. The firing pin's there, and you can see as it comes out there. Just give everything a slight coating of oil. You don't want to go too mad, but nevertheless just put a little bit on. This is a cleaner and an oil, so you can leave it on, that's fine. So set that to one side. This here, because this is running on a magazine tube, and obviously that's where the gases are going, this can get quite dirty. This is actually quite clean at the moment because it hasn't been fired. So okay, so then the other thing to do, this, if we'd been firing this a lot, this magazine tube here and the spring would all be really dirty. There is a little bit of dirt on it, so giving it a quick wipe now is not going to hurt it at all. You're always going to get, on a semi-auto, you're going to get lines like this, and basically what this is where when the cartridge is fired and it goes up the barrel, when it gets to this point here, it vents out some gas, and that's what activates the whole system to make it cycle, and it happens around about there. So you can clean that as good as you want, but you're never going to get it 100% clean. Now, in the normal scheme of things, this is as far that I would normally take it. But obviously, you know, just give it a quick wipe inside here, because obviously this is all going to be dirty. After you fired, you know, if it starts to misfire or you get any problems with it, basically you just drive the pins through here, just drift it through, and the whole, I'm not going to do it, but basically the whole trigger group assembly will come out and you can clean that. I'm not going to do it on this one. And basically I would use some oil, and you can just use some old toothbrushes or whatever, just to clean it all up and brush it all off. Just make sure it's all good. So just give everything just a little wipe and a little coating of oil. And you do want to not go too mad with the oil. So what I'll do is, I'll hold that there, I'll spray a little bit of that oil on there. And I'll just give the bolt another quick wipe over. So I'm coating it with oil. I'm not going too mad. There's bits of it like the face there where the cartridge goes. I just want a very, very small smear of oil there. I don't want it to be wet. That could cause all kinds of problems later on if you were actually firing it, in case it dieseled or anything like that. So this is all clean and good. So with that, a little bit of oil on this tissue, I'll just put a little bit more on. Basically I'm just going to wipe around everywhere. So this is the tube. This is a UK legal semi-auto on a shotgun certificate, so it can only hold 2 cartridges in a magazine, obviously one in the breech making 3, and that's why it's crimped there, in case you're wondering what that is. That crimp is to stop you getting too many cartridges in, because it would become a actual section 1 firearm, and that's a harder certificate to get in this country, so that's just where that is. So just cleaning around here, if there's any dirt or any discoloration, obviously the loading gate there, you just want to clean all that, and then just reassemble. So to reassemble, and obviously you'd wipe the spring. It seems pretty clean-ish. Let's give it a quick wipe. So I've got a little bit of oil on this tissue, so what I'll do is just roll the spring through it all the way through. This is giving it a slight coat of oil. It's taking a little bit of dirt off, so it's certainly not going to harm doing it. I've made this video because basically I've put videos up for some other guns I've got, and they're not as popular as they are on this one. There doesn't seem to be that many videos really about the Armsan A612 on YouTube for some reason. So right, that goes on. That's all good, and that's on. So it's all got a little coating of oil. So we just put just a smidge of oil, not too much, just the odd bit. And then, so this has already been wiped and cleaned. So basically the way it goes is like that. Goes on there. You can see how it works. It locks in, goes forward, goes down. And then this end piece here, this is a really nice bit of engineering. This goes on there. Yeah, it's a really nice piece of engineering. This goes on here, even if you get it up the right way. Not videoing yourself. So this goes into the magazine tube like that, and we move it down into the action, as you can see. And then what we do is we put the cocking handle back on. So we need to align, if you can see that, that's aligned there, and then you just push that through and it locks. And then when I move it forward, then it's obviously locked and it will not come out. It will only come out in that position. So if you're trying to get out, you must align it, and then obviously it just pulls straight out. I'm not going to pull it out again. So that's all good. So we get the piston. I'll put a little bit of lube on it, so just give it a quick wipe over, internally and externally. So there's a O-ring in there, the O-ring's in place, and you can see there's the 2 holes in there, if you can see it, where the gas comes out. That slots into there, all the way home. And then, I mean, they're so easy. Basically just align that with a magazine tube, start pushing it, and as it does we need to make sure the other end comes into the action there until it goes all the way home. Go, that's all away. I'm holding the barrel down. I'll get the fore end. I line it up, bring it all the way in. So it comes all the way back, and I'm holding it back towards the back. Put the lug nut back on. So that's all good. Just a quick note, basically this is a 3-inch Magnum, so it can whack quite a heavy, the springs are all set, it can move a Magnum cartridge or whatever and it will adjust itself, it can fire less powerful ones. What you don't really want to do, you don't want to press this button and just drop the action forward because it's not designed for that. You can start bringing the arm that operates the bolt from the piston back, they can actually snap off. So what you want to do is ease it forward, especially when you're cleaning it. You don't want it slamming forward. It sounds good, looks good in films, but if this is your gun and you're paying for the repairs, not so good. So that's basically it. Leave the action open. That's how I clean the Armsan A612. Now there's probably as many ways to clean a gun as there are guns. Everybody's got their own little way. So maybe you've got a better way, or you feel it's a better way, but that's just the way I do it. Now it doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just the way that I do it. So if you've got any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.